2. Checking 1, 2, check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Hello, check, hello, check, hello, check. There we go. And that. Okay, that.
Here's normal. Mic check, 1, 2. Normal. Mic check. Yep.
Okay. Nice. Check 1, 2, check.
The regular season has come and gone, and the USL Championship as the opening round of the playoffs begins now. Locomotive FC hosts upset-minded Phoenix Rising FC as playoff soccer returns to the 915. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Southwest University Park. I'm Duke Keith, joined by UTEP women's soccer coach Gibbs Keaton. Gibbs, thanks so much for being with us today.
Yeah, Duke, appreciate it. I'm excited for a night of soccer in El Paso. It's going to be great.
That's the key phrase, a night of soccer in El Paso. Locomotive returning to the playoffs after a one-year absence and getting to host their first playoff match since 2021. Pretty spectacular stuff for Locomotive this year.
I would say it's absolutely amazing and a testament to the hard work from the staff and the team that we're able to go from our last place finish to fourth place and host a game tonight, a knockout game, and see what we're capable of doing and see if all their hard work pays off.
That's right. I tell you what, playoffs do bring out the best in just about everybody. As we take a look at the matchup we have here tonight, Southwest University Park, if you want to see goals, this is the playoff match for you. El Paso and Phoenix drew both of their two regular season meetings, with the road team each time overcoming 3 goal deficits in the final 20 minutes to capture a point. These two sides can't seem to play a normal match, Gibbs.
Well, we're in for a night of exciting soccer, and these are the second and third best goal-scoring teams in the Western Conference, and we'll see if they can bring their defense tonight, too. It's fair to say that no lead will be safe in this match as both teams look to battle it out for a spot in the conference semifinals and continue their soccer.
This should certainly be an exciting match to watch as we take a look at the playoff bracket. Locomotive, the 4th seed after securing a home match on the final day of the regular season, after Phoenix's draw at Pittsburgh. The winner of this match will take on either the 1 seed FC Tulsa or the defending champions in Colorado Springs, both tough outs for either side.
You know, I think it's crazy, and soccer's like this, where the champion from last year just snuck into the playoffs, but you can't really be focused on anything but the game that's in front of you. And you're responsible as a player for either side to take care of business today and worry about the rest as it comes.
Locomotive looking to continue what's been a massive turnaround from last season. The club has gone from last in the West to 4th in just 12 months, behind the highest scoring attack in club history.
This Loco side can get after you in a hurry, and the attack is led by 2 double-digit scorers, which is crazy, Armando Moreno and Andy Carrera, while the additions of Gabby Torres and DeRoma have been difference makers for the sides. The question is, can the defense be tight enough to hold off the high-flying Phoenix Rising?
That's right, for sure. This Phoenix side has seen a lot of high-scoring affairs. This season, 48 goals scored, 48 goals allowed. It's a side that finished the season unbeaten in 10 of their final 11 matches, though. They do have some championship pedigree as 2023 champions, but many pieces are new to the side since then.
Absolutely, and this team knows how to put the ball in the back of the net. They've done so 9 times against the Locomotives in 3 meetings this year, which isn't a great goals against, but they've also conceded 9, so we should be in for an exciting match, and we got to look forward to a lot of goals tonight, and the scoreboard shouldn't be on zeros for long at all.
Can El Paso take advantage of playoff soccer in the 915 and advance for the first time in 5 years? Or will Phoenix showcase their attacking prowess and prove their championship pedigree? It's the 2025 USL Championship playoffs coming up next.
When you have a plumbing problem, it's never a good time. But Sharp Plumbing can ease that pain with fast, friendly service. Sharp prides itself on getting the job done right. We've been fixing plumbing problems in the borderland for 30 years. Sharp is certified in tankless water heater installation and service. If you've been thinking about converting from a traditional water tank to a tankless water heater, give Sharp a call today. 915-892-5790. Sharp Plumbing.
Everyone needs a moment to recharge. A quiet pause, a warm cup of coffee, a breath before the road calls again. At Arribas Enterprises, we understand how important it is to take care of those who keep the world moving. That's why we support our drivers every mile of the way. Take a break, recharge, keep moving forward. With us, you are never driving alone. Now hiring experienced CDL drivers. Apply today at ArribasEnterprisesInc.com or call us now, 915-881-4024.
He wasn't the man I married anymore. Depression had taken over. He stopped laughing, stopped interacting. He tried everything. Therapy, meds, but nothing was working. Then we found TMS El Paso. They actually listened. They offered advanced treatments like TMS that no one else had offered. TMS El Paso saved more than just him. It saved us. And now we're healing together.
Everyone deserves a better life. Call TMS El Paso, healing minds and helping hearts.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. A beautiful night for soccer in downtown El Paso. A wonderful November to you and to yours. Duke Keith Gibbs Keaton ready for it. And playoff soccer returning for the first time since 2021 to the Sun City. As we take a look at the Locomotive starting lineup, Sebastian Mora favored in goal tonight, but wonderful to see number 13, Andy Cabrera, back up top for Locomotive FC. Coronado, DeRoma, of course Torres in that 4-3-3. And for Phoenix Rising, 9-8-13, 40 points, 5th place in the Western Conference after Locomotive finished 10-9 and 11-41 points. So they travel to the Sun City. Patrick Rakowski, Player of the Week in the USL Championship in the final week of the regular season. Also a 4-3-3 for Pa Moduka, the head coach for Rising FC. Promises to be a high-scoring affair because every other match these teams have played has been a high-scoring affair, Gibbs.
Absolutely. Let's see it tonight. Let's see how it goes. We hope we have a lot of goals tonight.
That would be fun for the fans. Maybe not so much for the coaches. I know you can speak to that.
You know, it's playoff soccer. Anything can happen, and who knows how it's going to turn out. But honor and a privilege to be here. Excited about it. And Feliz Dia de los Muertos, kicking it off like that. Spooky season.
Spooky season continues. That's right. Feliz Dia de los Muertos to those who celebrate. Eric Calvillo, the team captain, all-time appearances leader for Locomotive FC. Ready to lead the charges. Kofi Chamasi, Tony Alfaro holding things down in the middle of the Locomotive defense. Trying to switch that one. That's a great back heel by Darius Johnson. Here comes Johnson. Good feed from Ryan Flood, and Johnson holding it down is Chamasi.
Here we got a box entry straight away. Here we go.
Let's take a look at our keys to the match tonight. Our Casa Auto Group keys to the match. Gibbs, what are you looking for?
I think we got 2 phases here. We got, for the Locomotive, low risk, high reward. That's defensively, really tighten things up. Less that last outing versus San Antonio, and we don't really know what the objectives were there with the playoff spot already secured, and the low-risk portion comes into play when we're in possession of the ball near our goal, trying to build out from the back, and we've really dominated possession in the last 2 matches against these teams, or against Phoenix Rising, and not that that's mattered with all the goals, but those are imperative keys to this match. And then the next thing is who's going to catch fire, who's going to be the man up top, and that's a big deal for the playoffs if we can find a consistent goal scorer. We've had a lot of goals, but not from anybody in particular.
That's the truth. It's been all over the place. A pair of 3-goal comebacks. Phoenix Rising with Locomotive up 4-1. Did that to El Paso early in the season. Frank DeRoma running this one down. Locomotive returning the favor after trailing 3-0 on the road in Phoenix. A game Patrick Rakoski would probably love to forget. An absolute howler scored by Ricky Ruiz for the tying goal late in that one. And of course 2-2 here in Jägermeister Cup play. Rising FC defeating Locomotive 7-6 in extra penalties. And a beautiful tifo from 8th Notch.
Well, that's awesome. That shows the spirit right there. That's why you want to be at home. That's amazing.
Indeed, that is why you want to play home playoff soccer. Having your fans who are loud and proud at Southwest University Park tonight. That is a lot of work, too. Good outlet.
I think you see both teams getting a little width. Locomotive with the mobility from Daruma to get out there, and Phoenix Rising playing it to their left winger and just keeping their shape straight away.
Flood not on the same page with Johnson, and it'll roll for a goal kick. Sebastian Moramora has done a great job backing up Jamali Waite when Waite's been on international duty. Moramora notable for that U.S. Open Cup win at New Mexico and his efforts, and of course in penalties versus Texoma FC in the Jägermeister Cup early this season.
He's a rock back there, no doubt. Straight away he's going to be ready and called upon and lead the possession in the back as well.
Andy Cabrera back to Chamasi in the middle. Locomotive with a spell of early possession. It's a good switch by Coronado. Out to Cabrera. Andy Cabrera with
Really
Quesada.
where Andy likes to get the ball and do his thing, and it's a great switch of play, and now we both got a box entry.
That's in Mora.
Offside.
Armando Moreno, and the offside flag goes up. It wasn't Moreno first, but it was Gabi Torres' pass back to Moreno. Wilmer Cabrera responsible for the turnaround. Locomotive last in the Western Conference last year, from last to fourth, and a home playoff match speaks to that man's abilities as a coach.
What a prophet, right? What a guy.
He and Jerson Echeverri kind of go together like peanut butter and jelly. From RGV to MLS and back again. Interestingly, pretty good in knockoff soccer. He's had some success in the U.S. Open Cup, winning with Dynamo, and a Canadian Cup with Montreal.
I think we'll take that. We'll take all the success we can.
Our referee tonight, Jeremy Shear. The assistant referees, Joe Sukoski and Ben Reigel. Rodrigo Albuquerque is our fourth. Rising trying to play it out of the back.
I think you see Phoenix Rising establishing their shape early with their left back really high up the field and almost in a 3-back in possession of the ball, and just trying to be offset to create something on that side.
Jean-Eric Morceau kind of running things there on that right-hand side. That wasn't touched by anybody. It'll be a throw-in. Coronado tried to get it, couldn't, but that works out for Locomotive. JP Scarce, Locomotive dispossess. You would expect things to be a little tight in the early going as both teams kind of feel each other out, correct?
Yeah, 4 and 5 game, that's what it's about right now. You know, you see something different and a lot more risk when it's 1 or 8 or 3 or 6. And 4 or 5 probably going to start in low risk for both teams.
All Saint. A number of new players for this Phoenix roster. 2 of them in uniform tonight. Morceau, as we mentioned, and Rafael Sikos, the German, formerly of Chicago Fire. Pamo Duka has deep connections throughout the world when it comes to finding players, and has done what he's needed to do to try and retool Phoenix Rising 13 draws in the season, but they have quite the unbeaten string, which includes a 0-0 draw versus Pittsburgh on decision day last weekend.
Yeah, his connections really matching what he put out on the field. There's been 30-plus different players featured this season. They're doing great.
That's not long. Easy grab for Rakoski. Three big saves versus Pittsburgh to keep that a 0-0 draw last week on the road in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And here is Morceau for Valenciennes FC in France, a native of Cameroon.
Good sacrifice there to prevent that final pass going beyond them. Good job by our left back.
Locomotive will want to play tight. Concentration is always key. Here's Alfaro. Can you keep it for 90 minutes, though? That's the key. Good effort and the foul drawn. Locomotive. Gabi Torres, the former Rising FC man, helped this team win a championship in 2023. 3 finals appearances for Rising. In 2018, 2020, notably beating Locomotive in the Western Conference playoffs as Gabi Torres still down. It's actually not Torres.
Yeah, I think in 2023 they had quite the run of knocking out top teams and keeping it going and finding a consistent goal scorer. And we mentioned that to start for the Locomotive, so we're hoping to do the same.
Gabi Torres, the Brazilian, and that is Ricky Reis. Great effort, and basically 3 players collide. Ricky Reis in some discomfort, and that's not good news for Locomotive. He's really held things down, and notable because he's the guy who scored the tying goal versus Phoenix in Phoenix.
Yeah, and he's already put his body on the line for 2 plays there. And you don't want to have to make a change, but it's next man up. It's playoff soccer. You got to figure it out.
Up under his own steam, and that's good to see.
We need some of the magic spray. We'll be fine.
Cody Simmons. She didn't bring out the magic spray.
She's got some. She's got to.
Yeah, they have to. That's like a staple for any trainer. Reis will make his way back to the midway stripe. And a smile from Wilmer Cabrera. That's got to be a good sign.
Yeah, Wilmer's not having any of that. Get back on the field, he said.
Ryan Flood, here's DeRoma. Quesada spent a lot of time injured, but wonderful to see him back in the starting 11. Memo Diaz, who held down that right back position so well during the regular season, is on the bench. Former Gadsden Panther, New Mexico Player of the Year.
Awesome.
There's a cross into the box. That's going to get there. Flag is up. Wouldn't have counted had it gone in. But you see what Phoenix Rising is ready to do.
Yeah. Get in the box, get ready, get on that back side, try to come from where the defenders can't see you. It's a good plan. We got to make sure we're making contact with them, putting our hands out and not letting anybody sneak in behind.
Native Arizonan Ryan Flood on the end of that cross, but stepped behind the Locomotive back line. Came to Rising from Finn Harps in Ireland. And what's really amazing for me to see, back in the day, calling Patriot soccer matches at their Cracker Box little stadium, they did what they could just to put a product on the pitch.
Yeah, I grew up watching the Patriots. I'm sure that was fun.
It was fun, but if you told me within a decade there would be guys earning a pretty decent living playing in 2nd division, 3rd division soccer, I would have said you're nuts.
It's the progress that we've made in this country to catch up with everybody else. And this is where it should be. You know, these guys deserve it. They play a great brand of soccer, and the playoffs are fun.
Indeed they are. Just ask Detroit City.
Yeah, winning
the
tonight.
8th seed over the overall #1 seed Louisville City in Louisville, Kentucky tonight, 1-0.
That's why you play the game, and you got to love underdog versus the one-loss team in the USL. And soccer's crazy like that. You never know what's going to happen. If you can get your troops to play, you're going to play the game and see what happens.
Danny Dicchio, notably former coach of Toronto. Kind of one of those hard men from the English game, making his way across the Atlantic to Canada, the United States, plying his trade in Detroit. So corner kick coming. Rising FC, the first from the corner today. Charlie Dennis, former Rowdies man.
I think in the playoffs it's extremely important that we're locked in on our defensive set pieces, and let's see what we're capable of doing here.
That's knotted just over the bar.
Can make or break the playoffs here, so we got to make sure we're finding our marks and winning those aerial duels in the box on set pieces.
It's exactly what they wanted, though. Esenge, the former Galaxy man, puts it over the crossbar. Sebastian Mora, former Atletico Celaya man.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're really seeing a three back here with Phoenix Rising, which they've played quite a bit in this season, but you can see the three central players, the two wing backs coming in now, and that's why they're building out in the three back. And whether that's a change to the Locomotive's build out or what they want to do in their own accord, doesn't look like a 4-3-3 much here.
4-3-3 on paper, but not in action.
Yeah.
Locomotive trying to knock it over the back line. Well seen, Saint. Back to Chimasi.
That's what we need right there. Get their center backs turn and face the goal and see what kind of chaos you can create, especially against a team that's given up a ton of goals.
Over the top, Rakoski acting as the fourth center back.
Absolutely.
Little sweeper keeper action. The German. That'll come to Shihus.
Lots of mobility, but I think, Charlie Dennis being far away from the goal is a good thing for us too. See how that plays out. There he goes onto the front line straight as soon as I say that.
Scarce. Can't make anything of it. And here's the former Rising man, Gabi Torres. Saint draws a bead. Good turn. Morsu. Avayevo. Forward, nicely done.
Comes the backside player again.
Johnson.
Great job.
Nice work. Mora. Quesada.
If Quesada keeps on getting close to that imaginary vertical line, they're going to find that backside, so he needs to check his shoulder early and make sure he's winning the race to the space. That was dangerous.
Over the top, Alfaro. Moreno. Back it comes Calvillo. That's actually Reis. Good to see him there. Commits the foul, though. We'll see the replay here.
That's awesome.
Beautifully done. Johnson trying to cross it. Mora just picks it out of the air.
I'm sure as they play in this three back, they're really looking for this picture where you can see 5 red players on that high line with Dennis checking down to be the playmaker, and really going to cause some problems to be one-on-one at the top line.
Trying to go up the right wing. The narrow pitch. Bites Phoenix Rising.
There we go. Let's establish possession. See how many passes we can make. Give us a little rest defense break.
Quesada handling his business. That goes out. That'll be a Phoenix throw. Trying to walk the tightrope. And there is Pa Moduka. They've been through an awful lot of adversity, Rising FC. Lots of injuries this season, but they've made the postseason, and As we've already talked about, Detroit City FC showing that anything can happen once you make the playoffs. It's a beautiful ball over the top. Not able to handle it. Avayevo trying to get it back. Locomotive handles its business. That is, talk about walking a tightrope.
Yeah.
To make sure you don't catch a piece of the player. El Paso with 3 blue shirts around Avayevo, able to clear the danger.
You know, in the last game, that looked just like their third goal, where it was a big individual effort, and he dribbled all the way through everybody, so good for us to clear the ball out.
Chihus Avayevo again draws a crowd, and Chamasi gets a piece. Oh, that is a lugging challenge from behind.
It's got to be a card.
And there is, well, not yet.
Got to set a presence for the game. I mean, talk about over the back, grabbing a board there, just completely bulldoze Andy Cabrera. And
Ryan Flood saying everybody back. He wants to have a discussion.
There's no discussion. Throw a card there. Let's go, ref.
That was an incredibly hard challenge. We'll take a replay here, and over the back. Goodness gracious.
I'd imagine if that's how he wants the game to be called today, then we're going to get a freebie for Locomotive as well.
Well, Saint gets a talking to, but nothing further, and the only thing I think that could save him from the yellow card is that we're only in the 19th minute, but wow.
You know, I think the rules are the rules. The referee's got to be brave like everybody else. And 19th minute or 85th, that was a tough one.
Here is Cabrera. Locomotive with the throw.
I think now you see Gabby Torres hanging out in the wide space. If they can get the ball over there to him, he's the answer. And
he's all alone.
Yeah, he works well in the wide space or the half space. He's going to figure it out, and he's the silent assassin on this team. And I think he could really be key if our Armando Moreno is attracting the 3 center backs that should give him some space behind. Here he goes.
Ronaldo over the top. Flag stays down for now, but it's off Torres. Actually, no. There's a Locomotive throw. It's off Saint.
Corner, here
and
we go.
A corner kick. Good work, Locomotive, keeping the pressure on Esenge.
Yeah, one switch point of attack, and we're out through Gabby Torres, and he earns us a corner. And Locomotives and Wilmer super organized on their attacking set pieces, so I look forward to see what's going on here. Whether it's short or long, they've done a great job on all of their attacking set pieces.
9 goals off corner kicks to pace the league for El Paso Locomotive, and here is Calvillo.
And like Tony Alfaro as the target, here goes short, straight from the training ground. Tony Alfaro's ready. Nothing.
Calvillo can't get there. That's well done. Avayevo, excellent job to get back. He and Morsu bring it out of the back. Locomotive win the ball.
Great job stopping that transition. That's a center back that doesn't want to run all the way back. Just stop the play. Good work.
I believe that's Avayevo down for Phoenix Rising. And another good challenge. Gabi Torres, they'll let that one roll out for a goal kick. And we'll stop play to tend to the injured Rising player.
I think that was Andy over there after the corner, working on the left side. It's dangerous on that side as well. Both of these wide players for us can score left or right footed, and I'd argue Gabi Torres has the best left foot in the league.
So amazing.
Magic wand, that guy.
Gabi Torres. We'll have a replay here and see if anything comes of that. That's Chamasi in for the challenge. Avayevo gets up under his own accord. They will not bring on the trainer. And so the goal kick for Patrick Rakoski.
That's a proper center back tackle in the middle of the field. You're going down if you got a chance to put somebody there. It's far from goal, and great job, great work.
So good challenge by Chamasi. Reminder, you can watch the USL Championship in Spanish on TUDN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Select matches available in Spanish throughout the rest of the season, including playoffs. USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Waiting for Locomotive to step. That pass off target from Saint. Quesada, DeRoma. If there's anybody you'd love to see on the ball more, it's number 8 for Locomotive.
And talk about a testament of being a locomotive in the engine on the field. You know, we would like to see him on the ball a lot. You see him, he got it in the half space. Now he's back in the central space. He makes us tick.
Up over the top. Flag is going to go up.
Bit of a foul there.
That is going to be a foul.
I think on that long ball, Andy was still on the other side. Love to see that second run from Andy Cabrera to get in behind too. In case it does go by the center back, you're in on a goal. I'm not necessarily saying that's a one-on-one, but you're going to be entering the box favor to score.
Wilmer Cabrera.
Get him.
Not agreeing. Sihus goes down in a heap. 6'2", 35-year-old. As we enter the 24th minute, it's a bit of a stalemate in the early going. Here's Saint. Score check from the opponent of the winner of this match, or the game that will determine the opponent of the winner of this match. That is defending champion Switchbacks FC versus FC Tulsa, being played at 1OK Field in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 0-0.
Man, I love this. Andy stayed over there after the corner and just kind of gave Gabby the free roll to roam in the half space, the central space, and now Andy's kind of coming back, but I like that, man. Mix it up when you're playing against the 3-back and let Gabby and Andy do their thing.
That's what happens when you have such great creative play. You can just let guys make it up on the go, and they know what they're doing. They've been on the practice field with each other all season.
I thought you were going to say that's what happens when you're the coach's son. What a great player he is, you know. He's scoring all the goals and he's figuring it out, and it's been such a great thing to watch him play here.
Amando Moreno equaling Andy Cabrera's 10 goals with the one in that 5-2 loss at San Antonio. But 2 double-digit goal scorers after scoring the fewest goals in the Western Conference and second in the league last season. Quite the turnaround.
It's amazing. I mean, goals change the course of an entire season. They change the results. They change the vibe of the program, and they're doing it. And like you said, with that freedom, even just now, Andy really should have won that ball from the center back, and they wouldn't be defending in their own half. But I like it. They're sticking with it, and Gabby's on the ball again. They're pressing, and Andy's open, and it's awesome.
They get that one away from Skiers. Here's Galvillo looking over the top. He'll lift it back to DeRoma. Into space. Looking for, that's a bump. Moreno trying to get it back, being physical.
They're out.
Good work by Rising FC to clear the danger, and there's Charlie Dennis. Dennis, the Englishman, off to the left-hand side. Avayevu, deep in the corner. Back to Flood. And they'll reset to Saint. Nowhere to go up that left wing. Locomotive does a good enough job getting back. Saint will play up the middle.
On the ball again.
And bounces, that's too far away from Amando Moreno. Flag stays down. But a good thought by DeRoma to try and release Moreno up the middle.
It was on. That was a transition moment where the risk was worth it.
Gabi Torres talking about that in the lead up to this match, saying that Locomotive has to stay plugged in, especially defensively, and wait for their opportunities. Here's one. That's scooted across. Appreciating the effort is Ryan Flood, but not square to his head. Out it goes.
Yeah, another corner. I think Tomasi, again, just ball watching a little bit. You know, you need to stay with that player and don't give them that space, because the forwards grow their confidence with the space that you provide for them. got to make them really work hard to earn the corners and their goals, and that would have been an easy one.
Charlie Dennis with what looks to be an in-swinging ball off of that left foot. Dennis driven, punched out, Mora. That will come out a worm burner here from Shihus. Out for the goal kick. Let's take a look at crunching the numbers, brought to you by Beasley Mitchell and Company. The number tonight, 62. That's how many goals Locomotive have scored this season. That is a single season club record. They will, of course, need to keep that up. That attacking mentality to advance. You only get ahead if you score goals.
62 is a great number, but 63 and 64, 65, those are much preferred tonight.
That's true. As you pointed out, two of the highest scoring teams in the league coming in. And in their prior 3 matches, they didn't disappoint. The lowest scoring match was the 2-2 Jägermeister Cup draw that Phoenix won in shootout, 7-6. From the spot. But each match, 3 goal comebacks for the road team. 300 minutes for Rising FC, holding their opponents scoreless. They're coming up on that as we enter the 29th here in El Paso.
Yeah, maybe they found their defensive mojo and the right players to do that, and it's the Locomotive job to break them down, and we earn another really easy soft corner kick here. And as I mentioned earlier, great on attacking set pieces, didn't get the last one off, so maybe they're going to serve and enter the box straight away. But each club with 2 corner kicks to start in the first 28 minutes.
Saint gives that one up, and here is Galbillo. Wearing the captain's armband. Absolutely thrilled to play home playoff soccer in front of the fans here in the Sun City. In swinging ball, they'll go far post and out. That's an easy header. Out and away for Ryan Flood. Coronado and Quesada. Pops one. Easy grab for Rakoski. Select, proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Here is Torres. Nicely slid in. Cabrera all the way through. Andy Cabrera. Well done at the very last by Avayevo to get back defensively.
Yeah, you know what I love about Torres there? He really resisted the temptation to play in the wide space, and he led him straight to goal. And that extra touch drew in the defender. He played Andy exactly where he wants it, and it was great.
And now Torres is the man down.
Yeah, it looks like they've switched into a diamond, and here's that final pass. I mean, that's awesome, just right on Andy's front foot. Casillas a little wiggle. Almost set himself up for the shot. I think he needs to get back to pressing straight away there, because that's a great individual effort. We don't have to have a reaction after that. Just keep going, man. Nobody else can do that. That's really good.
Andy Cabrera slides his way through. Hips don't lie. That guy has more wiggle than anybody I've seen.
He was ready to put that back post, and he was about a half step away from doing that.
So the foul drawn by Torres. Again, Locomotive, the most fouls drawn in the league. And Morsu. With the discussion from Jeremy Shear. No shots for Locomotive FC in the opening 30 minutes. That is the first time this season that has happened. So credit to Rising FC. They've held Locomotive from getting anything at or near goal.
Yeah, you know, again, it's the 4-5 game. It's still in that phase of figuring each other out. And Andy almost had a shot there, and we've had 2 good corners. We probably could have gotten shots off from that as well. And it's just a function of how this thing started out.
Into the 32nd minute. Mora ripping that one. Esenge. Again to Mora's feet. Looking for Torres.
Good job.
Gets in front of Esenge, and a good recovery. Put on the seat of his pants by 51. Torres gets right back up. Here is Calvillo. It has been cagey here in this opening 32 minutes or so.
I just love what Wilmer's done. Now we're seeing Andy back on this right side, and looks like he got some instruction from the bench there, and just trying to be flexible and understand the tempo of the game isn't always created with possession. Sometimes it's your structure.
Left side, right side. We've seen number 13 in blue. Both ways, DeRoma. It's a good job by Asenge to issue that one out. Off DeRoma for a Phoenix throw. Rakoski. Pop Marboy, the Senegalese center back. To the German keeper. To the Haitian center back. International game indeed. And very much an international lineup for Rising FC. Oh, that is almost chopped away. Good challenge by Cabrera. Rising FC playing dangerous. Dangerous soccer there. Saint almost had that one taken away from him. Here's Flood. Bill, a bullet of a cross. Lifted right back out. That's Reese in there to make sure it stays away from the area, and there is an injured Rising player.
That's the kind of conviction you need at center back. Alfaro flying in there, putting the big part of his foot on the ball, sending it right back where it came from. And again, that takes away from the confidence of the front line. That was completely different than the one we saw go straight out for the corner. And Locomotive, a couple of individual presses on the high line. Didn't look like it was going to pay dividends. And I think Carrera almost picked that up and turned it over and went straight to goal.
Johnson took the abuse there. The Englishman coming to Rising FC from FC Volendam. That's the thing about the USL Championship. We talk about it being very much an international game, which of course soccer is naturally. But you see players with resumes coming to the USL, and as this league gets closer and closer to possibly bringing in promotion relegation, that's just going to take things to a completely different level.
I mean, the reality is, why would you not want to play in Phoenix, and why would you not want to play in El Paso? It's beautiful, and we're not all weather jackets out here tonight. It's amazing. We got a chance for great soccer, that's not inhibited by the weather. You can play your game, and it's fun.
They're headed to extra time in Tulsa, still scoreless between Switchbacks FC and FC Tulsa. So an added pair of 15-minute overtime periods, which will be the case if these two teams tie, and that has to be brought up because they've tied every match they've played with each other this season. And of course, notably, the Western Conference Championship in Phoenix in 2020, won by Rising in penalties over Locomotive FC. Aaron Gomez, a notable miss from the spot that sent Rising FC into the championship, which was not played that year because positive COVID tests for both Rising and Rowdies stopped the proceedings. Rising FC getting to the finals in 2018, notably with Didier Drogba on their squad before losing to Louisville City. Interestingly, the last time an Eastern Conference team has won the USL Championship.
Talk about the international game, getting to see Drogba over here. That's a big deal.
That was incredible to watch that man, who I believe is still nominally a part of the ownership group for Rising FC.
As he should be. Take it on his shoulders. Get after it.
Well, he certainly did as a Rising player. Incredible to watch that man play in the United States. That's deflected, out for a Rising throw. Soccer season is here. SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. The winner of this match will play the winner of Switchbacks FC and FC Tulsa. The flag goes up there, offside on Rising.
I just really feel, they've silenced Charlie Dennis going into the diamond. Maybe that was the objective, seeing him in the midfield to keep the ball away from a top goal scorer for them, and they've done really well. It's put a little bit more defensive responsibility on Gabi Torres, but they've done a great job.
Well, defense is obviously going to be key, and we've talked about the number of goals Locomotive has scored, but they've also let in a few, and that's going to play a huge role. That is going to be out. Locomotive with a throw deep in their own half.
Well, I think it's not coach speak, and as the saying goes, defense wins championships. That's truth.
In any sport, any and every. Torres fighting off the markers, but the ball bounces Rising's way. There's Flood.
Got your left center back overlapping there. If the Locomotive can win the ball and go at the space he vacated, it could be great for transition. He's working his way back now.
That's pushed forward by Johnson. Morsu taken away by DeRoma. Frank DeRoma.
The man who feels no pressure.
He gets out like he's 5'4". He has no right to slide his way out of tackles the way he does, but he does.
The ball sticks to him, and he's got eyes everywhere. He can see everything behind him, and he always knows where the easy pass is for the bailout, but he's trying to create so much more than that. Just another switch point of attack, simple soccer, but Gabi stays open, and something that can really lead to a lot of success, a quick switch point of attack, and just get the ball to Gabi's feet. Now we're going the other way.
Coronado out to Chimasi. Off target on the pass, brought down by Saint. Good keep here by Morsu. Skierce. Johnson. Playing well wide. Shihus. And back to Saint. Tulsa scores a goal in added time.
Gabi's open on the backside.
Here's Moreno. Looking for Torres. It skips away from him. It's a good pass, but maybe just a little too close to the Brazilian. Didn't give him room to make anything of it.
I think you're doing that all day. You know, why not? You got to get him the ball as he's entering the box. And though his first touch let him down a bit, you're right, that was a skill check going at Mach 1 speed. And it's hard to have the touch of a pillow when you're doing that, even if you are Brazilian, you know?
Armando Moreno. Ten goals on the season to equalize with Andy Cabrera. It's been a bit since Andy's been able to find the back of the net for Locomotive FC. Of course, dealing with a month out due to injury after the Miami FC game and then another stint on the bench. It's wonderful to see number 13 back on the pitch.
Very trustworthy, already taken some good opportunities to be dangerous. And yeah, awesome to see him on the field again tonight for the playoffs. Somebody that's definitely going to be up for the game.
2 10-goal scorers. Armando Moreno with his most successful season after making his 100th appearance.
The difficulty is just getting double-digit goals. To have 2 of them, it's awesome.
Midway through the 41st minute, it remains a cagey, very playoff kind of affair, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, you know, you get to this point, each coach is thinking about what adjustments they're going to make at halftime. And again, just my opinion and prediction here is that probably Locomotive expected the 4-3-3 as Phoenix Rising has been in that late in the season. And of course, we've seen them play in the 3-5-2, but immediately went into that diamond kind of anticipating that they might play either shape, either way. But now you really get a chat about it at halftime and see what you can do in the second half.
We play on. Little contact made on Andy Cabrera. Not enough to warrant a foul. So bounce loose. Applies on the other side too. Chimasi, though, takes a blow from Johnson. 5'4", helps 5'11", back to his feet.
I know the feeling.
It was fun talking with Ali Mata at different points of this season, and of course, Ali's all of about 5'2", but third leading goal scorer in just 2 seasons for the UTEP women's soccer team back in her time in orange and blue.
I mean, what a player, just an absolute baller. That's why you love this sport. You know, the ball's played on the ground, play with your feet. You got Armando Moreno with 10 goals in the season too. I don't think he's much over 5'8". I don't know what it says on there, but you know, that's what this game is. You just got to have that mentality to be a goal scorer, and if you have that, you're playing every minute of every game, and Holly did, and Locomotives are doing that with 2 double-digit goal scorers. It's fun.
5'7" officially. Out to Calvillo, who's held things down. On the bottom of that diamond, at least at this point. Quesada, DeRoma. Little flick rolled into space. Getting a piece of that. Good effort by Flood. He had to be there.
Yeah, the local Phoenix player making an absolute decisive tackle right there. They were into the attacking third, getting ready to go to goal. So great tackle.
More so. Earns the foul for Rising in the restart. That pings out to the left and too far. Darius Johnson not able to run under it. If you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XMFC channel 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. Tuesday nights, live matches from the Championship, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XMFC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. We're understanding there will be 3 minutes of added time here at the end of our first half. It's a good throw in there, challenged immediately. Locomotive going to get that to Alfaro. I did get a touch off a Phoenix Rising player, and it'll be an El Paso throw.
This is like a boxing match when you hear the last 10-second warning. Now it's time to take a little bit of risk, see if you can go in the locker room with a little bit of momentum, see what happens.
You heard the stat earlier. Locomotive has registered a shot, if not a shot on goal, in every match they've played this season in the opening 30 minutes. That streak ends tonight. Neither team with a shot on goal.
I think the Phoenix Rising goalkeeper has been a little bit more comfortable with Mora making some good plays on set pieces that weren't necessarily shots.
Rodrigo Albuquerque signals 3 minutes of stoppage time. That's going to be a foul.
Yeah, he wanted the first one, but you got to play through that without extending your hands all the way. Giving up a set piece late isn't ideal.
Darius Johnson draws the contact, and Phoenix Rising with an opportunity on the restart.
And we talked about it earlier, but limiting Charlie Dennis's touches on the ball and giving him the ball here on set pieces. He's exceptional in and around the box. Anything that he can fire on frame, he's great at. He's going to serve this one in at the end of the first half, but again, just try to limit his touches and not a great foul as we get ready to go in for halftime.
Englishman with 7 goals this season will chop this one into the box. Headed out by Coronado, and the effort goes over the bar from Chihus.
Yeah, good job to keep it together. And it'll be part of the plan to stay strong and organize on defensive set pieces for both teams in the second half.
Into the second minute of 3 added. Sebastian Mora on the restart here. Good trap by Pamoruka. Ex-Rising coach. Extended career in Europe before coming to the United States. Portland Timbers, Vancouver Whitecaps in MLS. Interestingly, Kaz, the nephew of Jimon Honsu, you might remember him from Amistad.
Oh boy.
Very well-known African actor. That's a great bounce for Rising FC. And the flag goes up. That last pass to Avayevu, well done by the Locomotive back line, but it was scary.
Yeah, I think, again, just getting played behind on the right back and into space. We're saved by the flag there just as we go into halftime. And you got to play through it. We've seen the refs not pulling out the cards or calling too much. Same thing with the AR down here. I'm pretty sure that was a foul on Armando. And you got to keep playing, though. It's playoff soccer.
Andy Cabrera, 1 against 2.
Here we go.
Pass back. Quesada. Quesada fires it. It's wide. That is a goal kick. Really no angle to make a pass. Lots of red jerseys in behind. Alfaro Quesada in his first match back decides to take it on goal, and that was the Locomotive single shot in the first half. Not on frame, but nowhere else really for Quesada to go, and that's the end of the half.
You're the right back. You get in the box. It's like getting a rebound and got to put it back up. You got to go for goal there. So I applaud his effort, and maybe a little toe poke was the right answer there, but great job getting into the box for the right back.
So Locomotive and Rising FC scoreless at the half. We'll come back and have a look at stats, a look at the playoff picture, and plenty more as we continue here from El Paso, Texas. Playoff soccer from the Sun City.
Pack and Ship Express can help with any printing needs, big or small. Our team has the expertise and state-of-the-art technology to print posters or banners, as well as flyers, brochures, and business cards. Need something ASAP? Pack and Ship offers deadline printing. So if you need something fast, Pack and Ship Express can help. Pack and Ship Express, so much more than shipping, at 6112 North Mesa in the Thunderbird Shopping Center. Find us online at packandshipep.com.
You've tried everything, and your child is still hurting. Depression, anxiety, and hopelessness are stealing her joy. There's still time to reclaim her happiness without medications or side effects. Healing starts here. At TMS El Paso, we offer advanced psychiatric care and FDA-cleared TMS for teens 15 and up. Real solutions, real recovery. TMS El Paso, healing minds and helping hearts.
Let's face it, when you have a plumbing problem, it's never a good time. But Sharp Plumbing can ease that pain with fast, friendly service. Sharp prides itself on getting the job done right. We've been fixing plumbing problems in the borderland for 30 years. Sharp is certified in tankless water heater installation and service. If you've been thinking about converting from a traditional water tank to a tankless water heater, give Sharp a call today. 915-892-5790. Sharp Plumbing. A mailbox with Pack and Ship Express gives you a real street address and the ability to receive packages from all carriers, not just the post office. Protect yourself against identity theft and protect your home address. No more porch pirates, no more missed deliveries, and you'll get email and text notifications when you receive a package. We have personal, business, and corporate mailboxes to meet your needs, plus 24-hour access. It's all at Pack and Ship Express, 6112 North Mesa in the Thunderbird Shopping Center.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. Duke Keith and UTEP head soccer coach Gibbs Keaton with you. Playoff Saturday night in El Paso, Texas, as we are scoreless at the half between Locomotive and Rising. Let's have a look at the playoff brackets right now in the Western Conference and the East. And we see FC Tulsa over Switchbacks FC. We'll see if that's a final. I know they are in extra time, added session in Tulsa, with FC Tulsa leading 1-0. New Mexico United 1-0 over San Antonio. No score between Sac Republic and Orange County, which started a little bit later. And, of course, here in El Paso, 0-0 at the break. The one up in the upper right-hand corner is just amazing. The 8th seed Detroit City over Louisville 1-0. That goal scored in the first half, and Detroit City and Danny Dichio's squad make it stick. Also, Pittsburgh over Hartford. That went to penalties, scoreless. Riverhounds move on as the hosts North Carolina. The hosts defeating Loudoun 1-0. And Charleston Battery in Rhode Island have yet to do battle. And here in El Paso, 0-0 at the break as we take a look at news and notes around the league. Peter Wilson of Oakland claims the Golden Boot. Damian Las of Lou City claiming the Golden Glove. And Aiden Quinn of Indiana, the Golden Playmaker Award. For the USL in the regular season, Louisville City's FC's win against Hartford on the final day earned them a 2.43 points per game average, the best mark in the league history over the full length of the season. But it's all for naught. It's done. Louisville City is out of the playoffs, losing to Detroit City. And the Ironmen of the season, Sean Suber of Pittsburgh, Elias Gartig of Las Vegas, the only two outfield players to play every minute of the championship regular season. And now, Best Western Hotels and Resorts has teamed up with the USL to find the league's hometown heroes. These are folks who go above and beyond work for their clubs and make the bigger difference in their respective communities. Clubs across the USL invited to nominate their hometown hero, and the 5 finalists will be honored individually by the USL. This video coming up highlights finalist Jesus Simi Alvarado, a local mural artist who designed a kit for Locomotive FC this season. Take a look.
Jesus Simi Alvarado creates a masterpiece. Just about everywhere you look in the Segundo Barrio neighborhood in El Paso, Texas, Simi's gentle touch can be found.
This community has been really interesting because it has gone through so many important historical events. We're learning that the students, the youth right now are not learning about these stories, especially from our own culture. El Paso is a place where we have a lot of history. We have a lot of things that people don't know that we need to teach, and we can do that through the arts.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
Booking a spot in the playoffs for the first time.
Welcome back to Southwest University Park. Duke Keith Gibbs Keaton with you. 0-0 at the break. Locomotive FC, Rising FC in playoff soccer here in the Western Conference. The 4 versus 5 game. Locomotive, first time on the home pitch for playoff soccer since 2021. Attacking chances with Andy Cabrera. Shake and bake. Well, that's a great last-second touch by Abayevo to stop Cabrera from the attack. Cabrera disappointed. Good work here, Amanda Moreno. Cross across. Gabi Torres not able to wrangle that one. Moreno getting free. Locomotive, a couple of opportunities in on Rikoski. Both teams have had their dangerous moments, but it's still scoreless at the break. 0-0 from downtown El Paso as we continue.
He wasn't the man I married anymore. Depression had taken over. He stopped laughing, stopped interacting. He tried everything. Therapy, meds, but nothing was working. Then we found TMS El Paso. They actually listened. They offered advanced treatments like TMS that no one else had offered. TMS El Paso saved more than just him. It saved us. And now we're healing together.
Everyone deserves a better life. Call TMS El Paso, healing minds and helping hearts.
Everyone needs a moment to recharge. A quiet pause, a warm cup of coffee, a breath before the road calls again. At Arribas Enterprises, we understand how important it is to take care of those who keep the world moving. That's why we support our drivers every mile of the way. Take a break, recharge, keep moving forward. With us, you are never driving alone. Now hiring experienced CDL drivers. Apply today at ArribasEnterprisesInc.com or call us now, 915-881-4024.
Let's face it, when you have a plumbing problem, it's never a good time. But Sharp Plumbing can ease that pain with fast, friendly service. Sharp prides itself on getting the job done right. We've been fixing plumbing problems in the borderland for 30 years. Sharp is certified in tankless water heater installation and service. If you've been thinking about converting from a traditional water tank to a tankless water heater, give Sharp a call today, 915-892-5790. Sharp Plumbing.
You can buy a new car anywhere. What makes Casa different? The trust we've earned along the way. 55 years later, we're still growing bigger to serve you better. Now with 16 trusted brands. From everyday value to luxury and performance, with thousands to choose from all under one roof. And with our Casa Advantage, you get peace of mind with lifetime powertrain protection, free home delivery, and Casa's 7-day return policy. Bigger brands, better value, and the name you can trust. Casa, the home of the nice guys. Yeah!
Welcome back downtown El Paso on a playoff Saturday night. Locomotive FC 0-0 at the break with Rising FC. Duke Keith and Gibbs Keaton with you as we have a look at the stats. Anything stand out to you as you take a look at this? I mean, it's really been 6 half dozen with both of these teams.
Yeah, I think a lot leading into the second half, but in comparison to the first 2 times these guys played, it's the first time Phoenix has the possession of the ball, and not that leads to the final scoreline of the game, but it is the first time that Phoenix really winning that possession battle.
But that is probably what Wilmer Cabrera wanted to do. He wanted to be tight defensively, and Locomotive has handled their business in that regard.
Yeah, I'm not a guy that's obsessed with possession. Let's get the ball in the back of the net.
All right, 0-0 at the break. We'll come back, get ready for the second half when we continue after this.
Pack and Ship Express can help with any printing needs, big or small. Our team has the expertise and state-of-the-art technology to print posters or banners, as well as flyers, brochures, and business cards. Need something ASAP? Pack and Ship offers deadline printing, so if you need something fast, Pack and Ship Express can help. Pack and Ship Express, so much more than shipping, at 6112 North Mesa in the Thunderbird Shopping Center. Find us online at packandshipep.com.
You've tried everything, and your child is still hurting. Depression, anxiety, and hopelessness are stealing her joy. There's still time to reclaim her happiness without medications or side effects. Healing starts here. At TMS El Paso, we offer advanced psychiatric care and FDA-cleared TMS for teens 15 and up. Real solutions, real recovery. TMS El Paso, healing minds and helping hearts.
Let's face it, when you have a plumbing problem, it's never a good time. But Sharp Plumbing can ease that pain with fast, friendly service. Sharp prides itself on getting the job done right. We've been fixing plumbing problems in the borderland for 30 years. Sharp is certified in tankless water heater installation and service. If you've been thinking about converting from a traditional water tank to a tankless water heater, give Sharp a call today, 915-892-5790. Sharp Plumbing.
Downtown El Paso, Duke Keith Gibbs Keaton with you as we get set for the second half of play. The final is in from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Stefan Lukic. The Locomotive fans will remember not so fondly as we take a look at highlights. In the 92nd minute, giving FC Tulsa the one goal they needed. The winner of this match will be off to Oklahoma next week. Some good work in the early going. Sebastian Mora picking that one off from Darius Johnson. Mora having to be active in the opening minutes, but then things settled in for Locomotive FC. Torres to Andy Cabrera. Great touch here defensively by Hope Avayevu. Something very promising, though, when you talked about Torres' patience in finding the open man in Moreno.
I think Torres is the combination with anybody to unlock the game, and I love where he's floated and what he's doing, and he is the silent assassin. I think we can expect to see more from him, and Locomotive got to find him more on the ball in the second half as well, and that's really their job, and hopefully an objective. It sounds really rudimentary to say they got to switch the point of attack. You're talking about USL professional team, but they need to, and it allows them to keep the ball longer and find open space, so hopefully we see that here in the second half.
If you're Pamo Ducal, what adjustments are you looking to make possibly for your team?
I think as far as the Phoenix Rising are concerned, is I think you got to manipulate really where Charlie Dennis is. I'm not a big fan of what his game was like in that first half. He just wasn't dangerous and play to your team's strengths, and I know they're being really patient and really have solidified the back line, but give Charlie Dennis the ball up high and see what he can do with his left foot too. He is lethal, and he is far from goal, so that's a pro for El Paso Locomotive on that.
The Englishman with 7 goals this season, tied for the leading scorer with Isan Sako, who is available off the bench tonight for Rising FC.
I think they were dangerous when they passed the ball and put extra numbers on the high line as well. And maybe we see Phoenix Rising establish their possession to put those numbers up to get on the board here.
About ready to start the second half of play. It'll be Avayevu to get us started for Rising FC. Both of these teams looking to see who will move on to face FC Tulsa in the Western Conference semifinals. Come to Mora. A little initial pressure from Avayevu, and out quickly to Alfaro. Ruiz earns a throw. FC Tulsa moving on. They had to go to 120 minutes to decide it, but the winning goal scored just 2 minutes. It's according to the USL Championship. Out it'll come. Moreno lost a handle on it. It was a good throw, good effort. Not able to settle that one and keep it on his foot.
It's early, but you see Gabi Torres run behind the back line already, come back and get a ball from a throw-in, and maybe they're going to manipulate that diamond and try to get a little bit more flexibility and mobility out of it to spearhead and lead the attack here.
Coronado gets a touch. It'll come to Ruiz.
Well, I think another key is to use DeRoma in the diamond as well. Maybe if he gets on the right side of the diamond, he gets a little lost in possession of the ball. So we'll see what he does in the second half.
It's a good touch here. Dennis ahead and forward. DeRoma and Alfaro strip it away from Avayevu. Locomotive trying to get something to DeRoma. Showing for that's Cabrera. A little spin away. And that's a foul. Locomotive, as we pointed out, the most fouled team in the league. With Mer Cabrera looking for the referee to do a little more than discuss.
I think it's the same scenario in the first half. You don't make that foul and he's in, and in those situations you got to think about pulling a card. I didn't see who made the foul. If it's the same player as the first half, it's definitely a yellow card.
With Mer Cabrera getting a talking to from our referee Jeremy Shear, who has let them play. This if this was hockey, this would be playoff hockey.
Absolutely.
Referees let him go, but yeah, there was that one tackle in the first half that was pretty clearly a yellow card, and it wasn't.
Same thing. It was on Andy as well. And again, that was back to goal, so he couldn't necessarily get to goal. But right there was the opportunity to play a 1-2 and get behind that back line. And I don't see how that's not a yellow card either. But yeah, we know what the standard is of the referee crew. Locomotive have to be just as physical and match that as well.
Well, that's been the thing as one of the shorter teams in the league. That's easier said than done. But you would hope that Locomotive has a little leeway.
Well, I think it's short synonymous with quick and agile, right? That's what we're talking about.
There we go.
When you're running by players, the tendency is to foul them, absolutely. Here we go.
Good cutout by Reese. There's a good physical play, and I'm on the Moreno whistle for the foul.
Completely different than the other side of the ball there.
Down on the pitch.
A foul nonetheless.
Jean-Eric Morsu. Passing accuracy in the first half, roughly the same, 80% to 79. Rising FC with a slight nod there. 7 crosses for Rising to just 1 for Locomotive, as there we see the replay.
I think that's a physical, tough foul, but why not? I mean, we're seeing what's going on our team, so I love that. Really, really good response by Moreno on that. He's a tough guy. And as far as the crosses are concerned, you're playing with wingbacks. I think you can expect to have a little bit more crosses for Phoenix Rising. And in the last 2 matches, Locomotive did have a little bit more width, and definitely not today.
So the foul will give the restart, and to take it, Charlie Dennis. Former Rowdies man out of Brighton in the UK.
What we got?
All USL Championship in 2023. The year Rising won it, but that was for Tampa Bay. With that left foot on the restart, headed out clearly. Chamasi, the flag goes up. It's offside anyway. So good work by the Locomotive back line, handling their business in more ways than one. Restart, Sebastian Mora. 8th notch, keeping the chance going. Tonight, a beautiful tifo. That is so much work put on by Locomotive supporter group.
I think you got to move the broadcast down there for one game.
Oh, mercy. We are over the air. That might be easier said than done.
More drums than anything else.
Well, that's true too. No telling what the live mics are going to pick up. That'll bounce to El Paso's Frank DeRoma. Off to Torres. To the backside. Reese chipping it forward. Torres. Nice ball, trying to hold him at bay and doing just enough. Saint.
I love that passage of play. You see DeRoma get on the ball in the central space and make 3 passes to get us all the way up for a corner kick, and it involves DeRoma, our left back, and of course Gabi Torres. It's dangerous, and it's a switch point of attack, and DeRoma pulling the strings for us, the engine of our team there. Let's see what we got on the attacking set piece here.
It's lifted out. That's actually Marboy, and Locomotive with the corner. Here is Galbillo. Play it short, DeRoma, Reese, hammered out. It'll be another corner kick off Avayevu.
You know, I think you see a tendency of Locomotive to play short, as we talked about their stature and their height in the box, but if you play short, you got to be dangerous. You got to attack the box, whether it's a cross, a low cross, a driven ball, a dribble in the box. There's got to be more value to this in playoff soccer, especially with Wilmer's emphasis on set pieces and attacking set pieces.
Locomotive again, top team in the league, scoring off of corner kicks with 9 this season. They'll play it short. Reese rolls one. They get it to Cabrera, can't sort it out. And Phoenix trying the counter. Good work by Coronado to snuff that one out with Darius Johnson in full flight.
So many variability, so much variation on set pieces. That was great.
It's nodded forward. It'll be off of Rising FC for a Locomotive throw.
If they leave DeRoma at the bottom of the diamond, I think it's a good move. It's where he's been operating the last few minutes, and we've stayed in their half quite a bit.
Well done by Rising FC to clear the danger. Moreno about to be off to the races. Ruiz trying to bounce that one out. Good positioning by the Englishman Dennis, who'll get it back in the box. Charlie Dennison just nodded out. Comes to Coronado, he'll give up the corner.
Set piece battle to start the second half. We'll see what Phoenix Rising has from the training ground here.
Third corner kick of the evening coming for Rising FC. Should be an in-swinging ball.
Uh-oh.
Dennis, that's headed down. That is the foul in the box over the back. There's a reason they got that free header as Jamasi takes a seat.
Very dangerous service. Good win. A little bit of contact. Didn't matter. Mora was up for the save at the end of the play there.
It's a shovel down. They get it to Potmar Boy, but the foul in behind that. And good cover by Mora as well.
Yeah, don't leave it up to the referee, so I'm glad Mora played through that. Two-hand save, push around into a non-dangerous space. He's doing great tonight. He's got to keep it up for the full 90 or more.
His outlet pass picked off, but it will bounce to the right wing in Quesada. Rising with it, back again. Cabrera staying in front of Chihus.
Again, this is the picture I think is dangerous. You got 4 Phoenix Rising players on the front line. Right back man-to-man, center backs man-to-man, left back man-to-man. Should leave something to be desired in transition as well.
Further back, says Jeremy Shear. Mer Cabrera. Known for taking teams in one direction, and that is usually up. Not the best of resources at RGV, as that one will go wide. That is actually off the foot of Morsu for a Locomotive throw. In Houston, in Montreal, and of course, oh, that's a dangerous pass. It's picked off, a little contact. Coronado still down as he collides with Morsu.
He's holding the line now, needs to get up, and at least, there we go.
Back up. Rising though, back at it. That's taken away. It will be
goal kick.
A little push and shove. Quesada. Touched out though by Chihus. Goal kick. About to say, notably, Chivas USA, the final coach of Chivas USA before that experiment went under.
Yeah, you know what's really cool here is at my first coaching course, Wilmer was one of the clinicians with the USA U20 team.
Really?
Yeah, I was still doing activity that he demonstrated for all the candidates of that course, and I love it, man. Really, really good activity.
He's been around and back again.
Absolutely. And, you know, I think a great career, honestly. As a player and a coach, he's done a great job.
Of course, the former Colombian national teamer back in the 1990s. It's effective. It'll come back to Coronado from Quesada. Locomotive under consistent pressure. Alfalo delivers one, tries to get it over the top. That'll bounce Moreno's way.
Andy's in.
And it comes to Cabrera in the box. Gets that one deflected. Out it goes. Another corner kick for Locomotive. Their 4th of the night.
Again, just a simple switch point of attack. Andy Cabrera's open on the top of the box. It's dangerous. Getting a corner kick. There's a lot of productivity. Trying to fight for corners, PKs, fouls in and around the box, goals. So we'll see if we can take advantage of our 4th corner kick of the night.
Locomotive back at it. Calvillo will lift it off to Reese. Quite the combo. Reese will chip it in swinging ball to the far post. Nobody in blue near it. Senga gets it, but only to Cabrera. Andy Cabrera working to get loose. We play on. And Rising FC wins the challenge. Into Dennis. Good work by Calvillo. That'll bounce off the referee, who takes a seat, and that draws the applause of everybody. Right off the head, none the worse for wear, Jeremy Shear. That's good to see.
I noticed there wasn't any Locomotives players checking on him there, but that's a tough one, man. He couldn't get out of the way quick enough, hit him right in the head. Hope he's okay.
Drop ball for Rising FC, yeah. Took that one off the noggin, but they're all former players. You know, you've spent your time doing it. This is what happens in a match sometimes.
He's asking for tough play, and he's living it, you know. Got to walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk there.
Well, Jeremy Shear does that job. The ironic Pobrecito chant from Section 105.
Got to love it.
Absolutely. Quesada. Torres. Does well to hold off his marker. Gets that one back. Chamasi able to lift this one forward, and Locomotive's off and running. Here's DeRoma. Played forward and almost picked that one out. Great defense by Saint. Keeps Moreno from walking in.
You know, the temptation there was Armando Moreno's run was so good, but DeRoma just keep going. See what the second run provides, and maybe a bigger passing lane instead of that tight one into the center back's reach.
Eric Calvillo wanting a little more from the referee.
Just go talk to him. He's got the whistle.
Right, Jeremy Shear wants a conversation with the Locomotive captain, and very demonstrative.
At this point, part of the game is managing the referee. You have to be smart about what you're doing. It's getting later and later in the knockout game.
61st minute, no score. Neither team registering a shot on frame. And of course, after 4-4, 3-3, and 2-2 in the Jägermeister Cup, we're scoreless through 61.
Scoreless and not a lot of action, right?
Yeah, of course.
The best chance was a foul.
Coronado on the turf after taking the challenge. The winner of this match, we understand, will play FC Tulsa. The defending champions, if that score is correct, are out of the playoffs. They had to work like the dickens just to get into the playoffs this year.
Isn't it crazy? Just the transition everybody makes.
Indeed. Here's Dennis. Dennis in transition gets shoved down by DeRoma, and that's going to be a direct kick. And that's a professional foul by DeRoma. It is a shove in the back. The Englishman goes down.
I think the tough part about that is he's going to take his own free kick now, and it sets up great for a left footer. So as long as he gets up, he's going to have a great chance on goal here.
I think DeRoma was expecting that he was going to let fly from the edge of the 18 anyway.
And if he did, it was going to be dangerous.
Yep. So takes his chances with the free kick here. Remy Cabral about ready to check in. There's a shove, and it was minimal contact, but anywhere around the 18, if you take that contact, you're going down.
I don't understand that one. He had Tomasi there providing cover for him, and I think you got to trust your center back to get that block. That's a tough one. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if they pay the price for a foul on the top of the box.
Remy Cabral checking in for Hope Abayevo for Rising FC here in the 63rd minute. Charlie Dennis at the edge of the 18.
You're going to have a laying down player behind the wall here. I mean, Charlie can go anywhere, so I think you got to do as much as you can to protect the goalkeeper and the goal. Yep, there he goes. Armando Moreno,
the man
toughest
down.
guy out there.
Deliberate. The wall is set. Charlie Dennis can pick his spot. An extremely dangerous free kick. Moramora keeps the feet shuffling. The chip over. That's saved off the line. Well done in return. And Remy Cabral turns it aside. Sebastian Moramora with a great save. And the keeper is down. That'll stop play.
You know, I think the tough thing there is he might really be hurt, as everybody went over to celebrate with him and he was having none of it. But again, you see the danger of Charlie Dennis there. He's putting it upper 90, and Moramora comes up with a great two-hand save, and you see a 7-person wall. That's how much they respect the set piece taker there.
That is hard off the post, around the head and neck area.
Yeah, the problem there is shoulder, right?
Yeah.
You got to have your shoulders to play goalkeeper for sure. That's a great save.
And from a nearly prone position makes the stop on the bounce to Cabral, who fired it in. His first action is a shot on goal.
Yeah, and I don't think everybody understands how hard it is to get the ball up and down from that distance. It's really not far enough away to make the ball move the way you want it to, and you see that and you think he didn't hit it with much power, and he did not, but it was absolutely perfect, right in the upper 90, and what a top-tier save. That's a little bit of Sports Center action for the USL right there.
Sebastian Moramora ranging over to make the stop, collides with the post, gets the applause from the crowd. What a stop. And made the double save.
Double save, 8 notch behind you. What else do you want in El Paso right now?
Those are the first 2 shots on frame, and it comes in a bang-bang play. It's out for the corner. Charlie Dennis.
You got to see this out. Don't let the set piece success continue here. See it out.
Dennis, that's Popmar Boy. Doesn't get enough of that. It'll roll out. It'll be a corner kick from the other side. Off Tumasi.
Tumasi, I think he just stopped another shot on goal there. Sacrificed his body again.
Wasn't a lot behind it, but it was going to be on frame.
Anything in the box with that many numbers is tough to see. It's chaotic. It's scramble mode. So great job by Tumasi there.
Charlie Dennis will take this one. Promises to outswing. Off that left foot. Indeed it does. Knocked down. Tumasi staying in front of that one and allowing Moramora to run underneath. Well done, Locomotive.
Yes, now they can really breathe after that. Not a great foul, but they survived, and now they got to switch the momentum in their favor, because those chances really going to increase the energy of Phoenix Rising and the mentality that they have to score.
Into the 66th minute. Daroma. Tumasi. Challenged immediately by Darius Johnson. Tumasi will chip that one forward. Stays in play. Well done. Kofi Tumasi, the Ghanaian. Into the 67th. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball free to play. Download now. Over the top. That is going to run away from Ryan Flood. The Tempe native has to watch that one roll out for a Locomotive throw. Alvaro Quesada. Back after about a 2-month layoff. Wilmer Cabrera has got to like the defensive effort from his team so far.
Taking a look at the tactics board, wonder if he sees something that can really help the Locomotive exploit the Rising and again shift that momentum after a slew of set pieces. Not really the run of play, just the set pieces that could enhance the confidence of Phoenix Rising.
Moreno trying to find the feet of Torres. That is well cut out. Morsu on it. Senge, Morsu. Morsu, beautiful job in the header. It's just a touch too far ahead for Darius Johnson. But that was one of the more dangerous runs in open play we've seen tonight.
I think you got to be really disappointed. You have them stuck in the wide channel with 2 people pressing. You've got a 3 versus 2 in favor of Locomotive that they get out of, and they get a super dangerous service into the box. And again, outside backs just got to be checking their shoulder. There's too much happening behind them to exploit that dangerous space and lead to a chance on goal.
Into the 69th we go. Still scoreless in El Paso. The last time these teams met in the playoffs was the 2020 Western Conference Championship, won by Rising FC in penalties. Of course, no champion crowned that year. The year of COVID and a shortened season. That's a quick throw. Oh man, Chumasi is going to draw the contact or draw the foul. Darius Johnson goes down.
Quick thinking there from Phoenix Rising coach. He's got a little assist of the assist on this set piece, and I'm sure we'll see Dennis on the ball again for a left-footed dangerous service. But you saw him pass the ball to his player for a quick throw, and it's about staying engaged late in the game, late in the season. Everybody's in tune, working together to make sure those scenarios don't happen.
So it is Charlie Dennis. Englishman. You've got to think already has his target in mind. Asenge out on the far side. In swinging ball, picked out by Mora Mora. Rolls
Gabby's
it.
Breaking out in transition here. There's not much in front of him. Great entry pass into the 9.
And Moreno goes down. We play on. Contact with Shihus. Moreno right back up. Here is Marboy. Charlie Dennis and Pop Marboy.
Oh,
We'll roll
Gabby
that in
Torres
touch.
goes down.
Yikes.
He asked the opponent to play it out of bounds, so that could be a potential. Yeah.
It's going to be Beto Avila in for Gabi Torres, and not good news for Locomotive, but you've got to think with Beto Avila out there, they might have known something was up with the Brazilian forward. He is a little slow, but walking off under his own steam and applauds the fans.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. That's probably why Wilmer was looking at the tactics board. This had already been communicated to their sideline. They'll manipulate Avila's play probably differently than what they did with Gabi Torres. And it's disappointing to see him step off the field. But now, again, we said this earlier, next man up. Somebody's got to step up. Who's going to catch fire? Who's going to solve a lot of Phoenix Rising? It's yet to be determined.
Fair play. Calvillo throwing it back to Pop Marboy. Former Phoenix Rising man Gabi Torres exits in the 70th minute.
Yeah, and all the goals he scored against his former club, it is disappointing to see him go off in the 71st, but he gave a good shift leading up to that, so hopefully he's okay.
Here's Dennis. Played back. Good work by Cabral. Looking to get loose with nowhere to go. Morsu keeps it moving, though. Esenge. Pulled back for Dennis, the Englishman. Morsu. Into Skiers. The switch. Remy Cabral. Makes a run into the box. Cross and nobody there. Charlie Dennis wants a penalty. And the referee continues to let them play. That's been consistent.
Yeah, there's no way you can call that, man.
And so we play on. Alfaro. Chipped out, Coronado, Ruiz, Tony Alfaro. You have to say Phoenix has had the better run of play over these last maybe 10 to 15 minutes.
I think ever since the set piece they have, and they've stayed in their attacking half for the majority of the time here in the second half. And I think what solves that is get Jerome on the ball. Get him the ball, slow the game down a little bit, be a little bit more methodical, look for those switch the point of attacks, and tip this game back in your favor, because it's undeniably in Phoenix Rising's control right now.
There's DeRoma. They were listening, and that's a shirt pull, and that's going to be a straight red for Frank DeRoma.
I mean,
after all of that,
the standard of the refereeing to give out cards in this manner. And
takedown of Skeers, who was going to be whistled for the foul. That is incredible from Jeremy Shear.
They always say it's the retaliator that gets caught, but I didn't see much in that. I'd love to see what happened there again. And he was getting his shirt pulled. Maybe he swiped at his hand. Here's the replay.
It's a foul on Skeers, and probably the card was going to come out. That's a definite shirt pull.
Not
That's a shove.
Oh, never mind.
Little slew foot.
The kick at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that that's undeniable there. The first bit is just natural fighting, a little hand fighting, but the kick at the player, no matter the contact you make, it's always going to be exaggerated by the opponent. You're always going to be the one to pay the price for that. And as you see it, just take a look at the very end. It's not this first bit. That's definitely a foul. That's fine. Here comes a kick right there. And again, I'm not sure about the contact, but you can't do that.
Skeers does see yellow, but Frank DeRoma sent off in the 74th minute, and Locomotive will have to play shorthanded the rest of the way. Well, it's not smart to retaliate. It didn't look like a whole lot, but as you point out, the referee already had his eyes on the play, and he was going to get a free kick out of it.
Yeah, we just talked about that's the player that needs the ball to tip the scales back in the direction for the Locomotive, and now he's not on the field, and not only is he not on the field, but we're a player down for it too. So now DeRoma and Gabby Torres off of the field at a critical junction in the game where Phoenix Rising's really taking control of possession in the attacking half. It's not ideal, to say the least.
Mark Lopez, part of the Brothers Lopez, longtime officials here with the Southwest Officials Association, soccer officials, escorting Frank DeRoma off. The kick out at the ankles, cleanly seen by Jeremy Shear. Skeers did get a yellow card for the shirt pull, so he goes into the book, but Locomotive playing with 10 the rest of the way.
I think this is an important time in the game. Locomotive's really got to find the next 5 minutes. Here we get to see a little bit better angle of the kick out coming right here. Very
wow, that was not much. It was a deliberate swipe, but barely making contact. Wow. Here's Avila. He gets the shot on goal.
It could motivate us. Teams play better with 10 at times, and you don't want to use that as any phase of the game. You want to play with 11, but just to go back to that replay, the referee had our angle. The angle we just saw was in front of the play, and he couldn't see that.
Yeah, there were other angles that looked pretty bad. We play on here. Lots of physical contact.
Uh-oh.
Almost. Good effort by Saint to settle things down for Rising with the extra man. It was a kick out, we should say. It was a kick out motion at Skeers' ankles by Frank DeRoma, but as we saw from that front-facing replay, there was barely any contact made.
Yeah, I like the adjective you used. He really swiped at him, and I think we're going to watch it again, but I even think in the moment maybe he caught himself as well. Oh my goodness, and his foot kind of hits the ground. I think that's when he's thinking about, I can't really do that. That's not a red from that angle at all, and lots of questions to be asked about when the referee's pulling out the cards here.
The shirt pull was going to be carded. The foul was earned, but yes, barely any contact. And certainly from behind, it looked worse than where we see it, but appreciate our crew here at Southwest University Park for the camera angles.
The embellishment was 10 of 10. There's no denying that. And that is the role of the Phoenix Rising player in that moment. He took advantage of his moment. I don't think anybody likes that part of the gamesmanship, but it is part of what you do. Any player's taking a big flop after minimal contact in that scenario.
For either team, that is absolutely the case. Any team. 78th minute, so Skeers draws the red card. Great job by our crew to pick up that angle because it looked from the plays behind like he really caught it.
Yeah,
Flag
so
goes up.
It looks like we're maintaining 4 in the back. Of course, you anticipate and expect that when you go down a player. The midfield shape, it looks a little bit offset. We'll see where Cabrera plays in this, and Armando Moreno's going to stay up top operating as the positional 9. So we'll see what adjustments Locomotive make to that.
Avila up top with Moreno. As much as he can be, but as you say, 4 at the back for Locomotive. And El Paso must make do. Battling for their playoff lives. The winner of this match moves on to Tulsa, Oklahoma to face off with FC Tulsa. Good effort by Coronado.
And if it's Locomotive, it's without the Roma.
Here's Cabrera sliding through, Avila into the right. That is Cabrera on the first real challenge on Rikoski.
Offside.
Offside flag goes up belatedly. I think that was actually whistled by the referee. So into the 79th. Locomotive. Now in the 80th. No score for either side.
Well, 2 chances after the red card, so step on the gas if you're Locomotive. Try to win this thing in regular time. Playing down a player. Your energy levels still feeling pretty good right now. They're going to start to go down now that you have 1 less player, and I think take the risk.
Why not? It's do or die. You have to score a goal at some point.
And the longer it goes, the more defensive setup you have, the more confidence Phoenix Rising will play with.
Played forward for Cabral, too long out of the back. Phoenix trying to stay cagey themselves, it seems. Alfaro, the former MLS man, won an MLS Cup with Seattle Sounders back in the day. Cabral puts that one into space for Morsu. Dennis to Cabral, well done, but blasted over. Cabral upset with himself for that effort.
I think an attacking player's mentality there to shoot, but you got a wide open player in the middle of the box, and you're shooting from an angle that's advantageous to Mora. Yeah, not a wise decision, but why not?
Cabral, a defending champion with Switchbacks FC last season, comes over to Rising FC. Part of the PSG youth system back in the day. The native of Paris.
PSG, Seattle Sounders.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. 6 half dozen, right? Not quite as Sounders would be more than happy to tell you after their experience at the Club World Cup. There is Robert Coronado winning a foul. It's well done getting position on Morsu, who comes across with the elbow, and certainly Coronado making the most of that. Steps in front, Morsu with a swipe around the neck.
Well, we know that's not going to be a card. That's for sure.
No. 82nd minute. Locomotive with a restart. Alfaro. Lofted over. Flag goes up on Cabral. Locomotive will just restart that one quickly over the top. Looking for Avila is Mora.
Great
That's
job
a takedown. Good work, Calvillo.
Great job by Mora playing at the top of his box there too. Exceptional distribution to find the player straight away. Be dangerous. We keep on earning fouls now in the Phoenix Rising half. Again, for me, step on the gas, see what these last few minutes provide, Locomotive, then regroup with Wilmer and see what you want to do in extra time, you know.
The takedown by Asenge on Ruiz. Restart Calvillo. Over to Ruiz. Calvillo into space. It'll come to Reese, back to Calvillo. Out it comes to Coronado. Switch to Quesada on the right. Trying to get around to the byline. Puts that one in. Sliced away. Nobody in blue nearby and cleared out. Good work by Saint and Morsu.
Top attack, though. Really, really good job by El Paso Locomotive. Another switch point of attack. Great no-look pass by Coronado.
That'll bounce away and straight to Cabral, indeed, but kind of misses on that pass.
Yeah, Carvajal missing Dennis there. I think that's who's on the ball. If you give Dennis the ball there at his feet, I think it's 1-0.
Dennis having to chase it. It'll be a throw-in, tapped out by Reese. They'll go back to Pop Marboy and to Saint. Darius Johnson. Forward for the Englishman, Dennis. Plays it up, Cabral. Well tended to by Chumasi, allowing Alfaro to clear. Locomotive settles it down, played forward. Too far ahead for Cabrera from Calvillo.
I think you definitely have to connect that pass. Got to play it to his feet. We know we're down a player. Give it to his body. Let him put it down. And the other thing we're seeing, Dennis is on the ball a lot more now. I think the Diamond, you know, losing a player.
Oh, that is off sure. Alfaro, and yeah, it's a penalty. Off Alfaro's hand, and we spotted that one from here as Senge earning a penalty kick for Rising FC in the 85th minute.
Yeah, you don't want to leave it in the hands of the referee, and that's what we've done, though. This is almost a no-brainer, and we're protecting the box from across. We got to keep our hands close to our body, and we can't get in that unnatural position, and that's what it looked like to me. And I'm sure not only the ref saw that, but so did the AR. So we'll see what Moramora's got. Looks like Charlie Dennis going to take the PK. In the last two PKs, he went to both sides. He went to one side in his last one, and the other side in his second to last one. So let's see if he takes it or if he gives it to, is that Carvajal there?
Cabral. Will it be Cabral? Nope, it'll be Dennis. That's actually, no, that's Darius Johnson.
Darius Johnson, so.
One Englishman to another.
Yeah, Charlie Dennis on the spot. I'm going to go, he's going to his natural side, which is the goalkeeper's bottom left. Both last PKs were on the ground, low, hard, into a corner. I like this gamesmanship, though. You need it. Stay in the box, ask more questions of the referee, get in his head. They're saying the ball's in front of the line. If the referee makes him reset, it could be a Bruno Fernandez last PK miss. So, you know, these are the things that you have to do in the playoffs.
That's from a Man United fan.
Yeah.
Eric Calvillo, team captain, doing captain things.
He looks in the zone. He's up for these moments. The eight notch is rowdy. Moramora's calm and collective.
Charlie Dennis from the spot to give Rising the lead, and he does. Sends Mora the wrong way. Off to the races, and it's 1-0 in the 86th minute.
That's the goalkeeper's natural side, just as I expected. He put it to the goalkeeper's low left, and, you know, I think that's part of what you see in scouting with the technology that you have. You got to assume that's probably where he's going. I'm rolling the dice and having my goalkeeper go to the PK taker's natural side there and go in.
Rising about to sub. It is Sacco in for Johnson. So Isan Sacco as Charlie Dennis with his 8th goal of the season. His playoff goal has put Rising ahead here in this first round. And Locomotive with about 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time to find an answer, where it's Rising FC off to Tulsa. Alfaro. Reese. Locomotive has to go forward. Armando Moreno, Charlie Dennis to take it away. Moreno, good touch. Too many red jerseys there. Locomotive again playing down a man. Well done, Beto Avila. Can't keep a hold. Played into space for Cabral. Remy Cabral, that's behind. That's an awkward pass. Quesada clears the danger.
It's 2 on the back post. Nobody's looking around. Everybody's waiting for offside. We're going to give up another goal if we don't stay engaged here.
They wanted the offside flag on Cabral. It's the flag down. That's off Mora. Spills it. Cabral, second effort. the lot, and it's in for the goal.
Great
Flag
job.
goes up.
It's
Offside.
a rarity in soccer to see that happen, but the goalkeeper was in front of the player. There's supposed to be 2 players for offside. That is a great job by Mora Mora to raise his hand up. He's absolutely right. Great work there.
And Isan Sako sees yellow for remonstrations and maybe a little bit extra on the Locomotive defense.
I don't say this often, but great job by the AR there, too, to make sure he knows what's going on.
Heads up work, right?
Yes, but
you don't like to let the assistant referees have their moments.
I try to compliment them as much as possible, to be fair. But
there we go.
Yeah, I think now we're making the changes. We'll see what tactical adjustments Wilmer's making for the last push here. You got more. You probably got 5 to 7 minutes. We need to see something different.
Memo Diaz coming in for Alvaro Quesada. And it'll be Lopez. There's your offensive substitution. Frank Lopez sees his first action in a while on for Robert Coronado. The defensive midfielder comes off. And the forward comes on.
I think you have to go into a 3-back and push up as many numbers forward as you can. The season's riding on it. It's knockout soccer. And you may not want to do that, and that may not be part of your coaching philosophy to go into a 3-back here. It's be man-to-man. But take that risk, see where it leads, because 1-0 is the same as 4-0, unfortunately.
Locomotive rolls the dice with Mer Cabrera. That'll be played forward. Morsu is going to see that through. Out it comes Sako trying to lay off for Dennis, and it's cut out. Nicely done, Alfaro. The old man gets a piece of that. That's played forward. Lopez out to the right wing, Avila. Long cross is going to be too long for Armando Moreno. It's a good thought as we're into the 90th minute.
Got to keep them locked in here. So we still got a 4-back. We've got Frank Lopez playing the 9 now. Looks like Cabrera's gone into the midfield too, maybe just temporarily.
We're hearing 8 minutes of stoppage time, so plenty of time for Locomotive to make something happen.
You know what we call that, right?
What's that?
That's Fergie time.
Squeaky bum time?
Sir Alex Ferguson time. We got
Yes.
8 minutes. 8 minutes of extra time.
Again, spoken like a true United fan. Well, things happen in Fergie time, don't they?
Absolutely.
That's lifted out. Cabral will put it into touch off Reese.
Looks like we're in a variation of 4-2-3 here. That's a good move. Put in as many numbers as you can on the high line. Maybe play a little bit more direct with Cabrera.
And it's Cabral issued yellow for time wasting.
Cabrera and Calvillo in the middle. Just got to hold it down.
Jamasi trying to bring it forward. Bounced over, played up. Calvillo trying to get it into Avila.
Too much risk there. The other side of the field was wide open.
Dennis leads it in back for Cabral, and that's going to be a foul on Andy Cabrera as Dennis goes down. We'll keep watching all the exciting postseason action as the USL playoffs presented by Terminix continue through November. Top teams battling it out for the ultimate prize. USLChampionship.com for all the latest playoff information. The USL on the CBS Sports Network kicking off the championship playoffs presented by Terminix with 2 quarterfinal showdowns. That's tomorrow. Eastern Conference 2nd seed Charleston Battery taking on the 7th seed Rhode Island FC at 2 p.m. Western Conference 2nd seed Sac Republic versus 7th seed Orange County at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So that first one at noon Mountain Time. The second one at 7, all on the CBS Sports Network. That'll bounce to Lopez. Trying to roll that one forward, and first time. That's a great effort by Moreno, but easily handled by Rikoski.
Dangerous movement, dangerous play. It's what you need at the end of this game to get back into it. Love that passage of play. Very quick, turned the back line around, got a first-time chance in the box, and they're still working high in the attacking third. And if they can get a set piece, you got to commit all the numbers up the field, including the center backs here.
Great job by Reese to earn exactly that. Quick corner. Calvillo into the 3rd minute of 8 added. That's a knockdown. That's a foul on El Paso. As Avila flying in.
I like the quick play there, but serve it behind the back line. Let's take that corner quick, and let's not let our center backs move forward to attack the ball. Let's ask questions of them as they move to their own goal and see what happens there.
Charlie Dennis coming off the pitch and applauding the rising fans. That draws the ire of the El Paso crowd. Okello's going to be on to replace the Englishman.
Yeah, you know what? All Charlie Dennis did today was score a PK, and that's his job. His job is to score, and I think he was really in Locomotive's control until we got the red card, to be honest, and they did a great job against him. I do think he's a dangerous player, and big-time players step up in big-time moments, and he got himself a goal tonight, and it's looking like it could be the game winner.
That could be the difference, as Dennis saluting the El Paso crowd on his walk back to the bench. Section 105 is his next stop.
Yes, that's a good one. He's probably an Arsenal fan, so.
94th minute. The substitution will add a little bit as well to that 8 minutes, I'm sure. Rakoski gets it started. Defending player of the week for.
That's a foul.
Is a finally whistled as a foul. 3 big save versus Riverhounds, and he is the player of the week. And Mora on to 10 to the injured Memo Diaz, and they're going to whistle to the bench.
Bad too. It was like shoulder, collarbone, little bit of head in there. That's not what you want to see at the end of the game either.
Memo Diaz in his first season back in El Paso. Quick nod to Cody Simmons, the head athletic trainer for Locomotive.
You know, as Charlie Dennis came off the field too, he checked the water bottle of Mora Mora. I'm curious if Mora Mora had his PK on the tape around the bottle or something like that. That's pretty tip of the hat to Charlie Dennis too, to see if Locomotive were doing their job there and see what they thought about his PK. That's a tough fall, man. No intent to play the ball, but again, you make the call in the beginning of the game, maybe that doesn't happen.
Memo Diaz down. Cabral, who was on a yellow, has to be careful. But this will add a little bit to the 8 minutes plus.
I mean, I would say the same thing there. You know, you got to be brave. If he's on a yellow already, that's pretty clear, no intent to play the ball there. And you see how dangerous that is when that happens. And
undercut Diaz, who was going for the header, and gingerly up.
I'm not going to say you have to throw the card, but what I would say is, would you throw the card if you didn't already have one?
Ooh,
and if
lands on the side of his head.
Yeah.
It'll be Emi Rodriguez to take the place of Memo Diaz. Diaz only on the pitch for a little bit. And gingerly getting to his feet.
I mean, we're in El Paso. We've got 4 or 5 minutes left in this game. You need to see a push. You need to see some ganas. You need to darle que tu puede. You need to put whatever you can up the field and get this thing going for one more chance. You're really fighting for just one chance in this game.
Diaz coming on in the 89th, goes off in the 97th, and will be replaced by the former Academy man, Emiliano Rodriguez, who has scored a couple of goals for Locomotive. Ciudad Juarez native. Brought on, that is an attacking option for Locomotive FC, as it must be. That'll bounce out.
No foul.
Sacco out for a throw.
Oh no.
Jamasi. Sacco with a foul. So we'll see how much added we have as we are into the 98th. Probably another 2 to 3 minutes beyond that. We may be playing to 100.
We have 2.5 players on the high line here. You got to just take more risks. There goes Cabrera. I love that. We got 3.5 players on the high line. We got to do that. We got to pick up the second ball here.
That will bounce to Morsu.
And the clearance goes right to a Phoenix Rising player.
Sacco rolling it into space. Mora Mora recognizing the danger. Offside flag goes up anyway. Ruiz, they keep it moving. Knocked back by Avila, but not to anybody in blue.
Yeah, I don't think he could move his feet to use his chest there. Had to use his head and try to make a pass.
It's good work tackle to cut that out. Calvillo with the collision on Skiers.
I mean, you really just, you know, it's not intentional, but with players going down, there's no ability to get that momentum to seek that last goal. It's just disrupting your attack, disrupting your mentality, and it's very unfortunate.
And the team captain going down in a heap. That will stop things further. We are past the 98. As Eric Calvillo stays down, collision with Skiers, and Wilmer Cabrera with words for the referees. The game officials. Cody Simmons has been a little too busy for Locomotive's liking. Eric Calvillo just now getting back to his knees. Will have to come off for a touch. That's actually Tony Alfaro, my apologies. So Alfaro off. As here we see again, Alfaro in on the challenge, and she gets swept up with Skiers. Down he goes.
Nobody's up for him. You know, my assumption here, probably out of subs. Playing with 9 players against 11 to try to get that final goal. Phoenix Rising can now just sit in. Absolutely no problem. Leave 2 up top, everybody else behind the midfield line, and just see this game out.
The drop ball on the restart, Cabral. 9 on the pitch for Locomotive. That's bounced in over the byline off of Rodriguez. A corner kick coming. Well earned by Nobel Okello. Toronto native. On for Dennis. Looks to be taking the corner here, and will certainly take his time to do it.
Looks like Alfaro's going to step back. Oh, he's got to go to midfield maybe.
Has to go back to the midfield stripe to check back in.
Yeah, that's not ideal given the corner. We got to send more numbers here. They're going to try to keep it in the corner. It's hard to send another number when you only have 9, though. So we're asking to go 3 versus 3 here without a foul to get out of this. Great job, El Paso Locomotive there.
Emi Rodriguez able to dump that up to Lopez. Draws the contact. Restart for El Paso. Rodriguez will lay it back to Alfaro, who is back on. Hobbled. He's clearly hurt.
He is, yeah.
Chumasi.
Good job.
Good sidestep. Avila. Avila service into the box. Nobody in blue there, but Calvillo's trying to run it down on the other side.
Too much risk by the Phoenix Rising player there to go diving in on that. And a little bit more composure to carry the ball towards the box, see what happens, get your eyes up. Don't be surprised you beat the player and pick out a better final product.
So good work by Esenge to bounce that one off Calvillo. That'll roll into touch for El Paso. Alfaro will throw it back to Mora Mora. Beaten from the spot by Charlie Dennis. That's the difference in the match so far. Ruiz chops that one off Okello. Rodriguez. Ricky Ruiz. Locomotive trying to long switch to Avila. Up for it to put it into touch. Ryan Flood. Chumasi. Alfaro hobbling around, but as you point out, Locomotive out of subs. As we are into the 112th minute, or 102nd minute, my apologies. How much longer does Locomotive have to get something?
Might feel like 112 minutes for the Locomotive.
That's off Chumasi. Played forward. Chumasi has that one bounced back. Good step here by Sacco.
Probably our last attack here.
And it could be the last chance saloon. Rolled up. Sebastian Mora. Pushed into touch. It'll be a Locomotive throw. Avila. 103rd minute. We play on. The switch to Reese, a little too slow in getting there. And that is the end of the match. Phoenix Rising advances to face FC Tulsa, the 5 seed, with the upset of the 4 seed here in El Paso. And after 7 goals apiece in the regular season, 2 in the Jägermeister Cup apiece, it's a 1-0 win for Rising, and the difference is a penalty kick by the Englishman Charlie Dennis.
I think we both kind of felt like a 4-5 game could be low scoring, and that's what it was. I wouldn't say a tactician's game, but a methodical game. Each team didn't want to make a mistake, and I think that's what the gameplay looked like for 103 minutes out there tonight.
1-0 to Rising FC with the victory. We'll take a break, come back to wrap things up from El Paso as we continue. It's Rising FC on to the semifinals of the Western Conference.
A mailbox with Pack and Ship Express gives you a real street address and the ability to receive packages from all carriers, not just the post office. Protect yourself against identity theft and protect your home address. No more porch pirates, no more missed deliveries, and you'll get email and text notifications when you receive a package. We have personal, business, and corporate mailboxes to meet your needs, plus 24-hour access. It's all at Pack and Ship Express, 6112 North Mesa in the Thunderbird Shopping Center. Let's face it, when you have a plumbing problem, it's never a good time. But Sharp Plumbing can ease that pain with fast, friendly service. Sharp prides itself on getting the job done right. We've been fixing plumbing problems in the borderland for 30 years. Sharp is certified in tankless water heater installation and service. If you've been thinking about converting from a traditional water tank to a tankless water heater, give Sharp a call today. 915-892-5790. Sharp Plumbing.
You can buy a new car anywhere. What makes Casa different? The trust we've earned along the way. 55 years later, we're still growing bigger to serve you better. Now with 16 trusted brands. From everyday value to luxury and performance, with thousands to choose from, all under one roof. And with our Casa Advantage, you get peace of mind with lifetime powertrain protection, free home delivery, and Casa's 7-day return policy. Bigger brands, better value, and the name you can trust. Casa, the home of the nice guys. Yeah!
Welcome back. The difference, Charlie Dennis's penalty kick goal in the 86th minute to send Rising on to the semifinals of the Western Conference playoffs as we take a look at your GECU save of the match from Sebastian Moramora. In relief of Jamali Waite, did a solid job in the net off the free kick. That's a beautiful, beautiful double save as Remy Cabral turned around and fired it back in. And after running into the post, makes the stop again.
I think it tells a lot about the game when the highlight of the game, not just the save of the game, but the momentum shift for El Paso Locomotive came from their goalkeeper.
And your physical play of the match, brought to you by Physical Therapy Balance and Hand Centers, is Frank DeRoma. You be the judge. A little push. That was a kick out. But as we see from the front angle, let's see this one. Little kick, and wow. We'll see if the red card gets rescinded for the league, but it'll be next season before any of that is pertinent, as it's Rising FC off to the semifinals in the Western Conference as it finishes 1-0 here from El Paso. What are your final thoughts tonight, Gibbs?
The first thing I want to do is shout out Wilmer in a great season. The season's long. They made quite the transition. He needs to take a few days to stop, smell the roses, and enjoy what he's done. And the city of El Paso has enjoyed watching them play with a record-setting 60-plus goals. And they fought hard tonight. And the biggest moments were a red card and a PK. And you have to look for more in the future and keep a complete squad together and play the way he's going. And I would just say to Phoenix Rising, congratulations to them. And as we mentioned, if the goalkeeper's having the save of the game and it's you, and then your opponent's getting a red card and acting out, you probably deserve to win. So hats off to them as they move on to the next knockout game. And congratulations to the full team for El Paso Locomotive and their transition this year.
Celebrating with the fans who made the trip from Phoenix, a little 6-hour drive, and Pamo Duca, I think, successfully escaped a Gatorade bath. Pretty solid moves by the old guy. who's not that old. Rising FC defeats Locomotive FC. The final score, El Paso 0, Rising 1. Happy Dia de los Muertos. Can you say that? Great tifo by Eighth Notch this season, as the season will wrap for Locomotive but continue for Rising. For all of us here in El Paso, we thank you for watching all season long. For our producer, John Morgan, our director, Richard Luna, Gibbs Keaton filling in admirably. Thank you, Gibbs. We appreciate your time.
An honor and a privilege. Thank you.
I'm Duke Keith. So long from El Paso.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.